What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to World According to Briggs and a video about your income. Over the last few months, we've focused on different aspects of income in the United States. How much do you need to retire? What's the livable wage versus poverty? And a few others. Today, we're looking at the states with the highest median household income according to the U.S. Census newly released American Community Survey. One thing I will mention about the survey, they excluded households that are considered super wealthy and households that are considered below the poverty line. This, they say, gives you a better picture of what most Americans are looking at if they're moving to one of these states. Many factors can influence the median household income across the United States every single year. Economy, unemployment, what's the average pay? According to the U.S. Census Bureau, the median household income in 2019 was $65,712. Today's list is what states have the highest median income for 2021. Get it? Got it? Okay, let's see what states give you a better chance at the American dream. Number 10, Utah. Who doesn't love Utah? Utah is a very popular state, even though people aren't really, pounding down the doors to get there. That seems to be Texas and other places. But Utah has seen solid growth, and that's because it's a relatively safe state. It's nice, people are decent, and you can make a good living. Utah is also the 9th most educated state in the nation. Yeah, that plays a big factor in the median household income, or actually the median individual's income as well. One other thing I found out while researching this, Utah has the 6th best education quality ranking in the United States. So the schools they have there, the universities and the schools, they're number 6 as far as quality goes. Number 9, Colorado. Colorado has a lot of decent paying industries and an ever-growing tech sector which always pays well. They also have a good-sized devil's lettuce industry that pays well too. A lot of people are profiting off of that. The median household income in Colorado is $77,127. About 9% of the households in Colorado are making what they consider a high income, and that's over $200,000. So if you're one of the people that owns a Subaru, a mountain bike, and you work on a computer, you're probably already thinking about moving to Colorado. It's not a bad place to live. Number 8, New Hampshire. New Hampshire isn't known as an industrial powerhouse or the new Silicon Valley. Those things have never been said about New Hampshire. New Hampshire's top industries are manufacturing, healthcare, and tourism. And they've seen some serious growth when it comes to remote workers. A lot of people are moving there to their little small towns. They're working from home. New Hampshire has the highest economic security rating of any state and the lowest poverty rate in the country at 7.3%. Their unemployment rate is bottom 2. It's 2.6. That's not bad. New Hampshire's median household income is $77,933 a year, making them the 8th best in the United States. They're also ranked 5th when it comes to education attainment rank. Number 7, Washington State. The Evergreen State has had that Silicon Valley reference added to their name a couple times in the last decade or two. Really, it's the Seattle area because Seattle has one of the biggest tech sectors in the nation, and most of the people in Washington live in the Seattle metro area. Seattle's been called the Silicon Sound because it sits on the Puget Sound and the tech sector, and for some other reason, it's been called the Silicon Canal. That one's weird. The Silicon Canal sort of sounds like a prostate procedure that includes a mini drone. I'm uncomfortable saying that one. Anyway, Washington State's median household income is $76,687. That's the 7th highest in the nation. They're also the country's 7th most educated state, with 13.7% of the adults having a graduate degree or a professional degree. Number 6, Connecticut. At number 6, we have our 2nd New England state, Connecticut, or the land of steady habits, the Constitution State, the Nutmeg State, the Provision State. This state has far too many nicknames. They need to just drop a couple. I know there's only one official one, but they need to get on their Wikipedia page, on their state page, and just eliminate half of them. I always have, the worst things to say about Connecticut. It's a great state that shouldn't be in the shape that it is with places like Hartford and a couple other places, but I did read some good stats. They're not the focus of today's list, so we won't get into them, but a lot of their bad stats are getting a lot better. Anyway, moving on. Connecticut's median household income is $78,833 a year, making them the 6th highest in the nation. 17.8% of all adults in Connecticut hold a graduate or a professional degree. That's a good number. If you haven't picked up on it yet, the more educated a state is, the more people with degrees, the higher the household incomes will be. And that's just a lot of factors go into this, but if you've got an educated workforce, you're going to attract companies that can give them jobs, which fix a lot of the other problems in the state. Is a degree the only way to make a decent living in this country? Absolutely not. But on average, sure helps. Number 5, California. We all know it costs a buttload to live in California. In some areas, it's so expensive, it's actually considered insulting to most people. The entire Golden State has one of the highest costs of living in the country. And then to take it a step further, San Francisco has the highest incomes in the country, along with the actual highest cost of living. The only thing strange about this one is it's not number one. You got to make a lot of money to pay those kind of prices. California has the 5th highest median household income in the US at $80,440. Now, California kills it in the tech and entertainment industries, which we all know those industries pay a lot of money. Now, they have an abundance of other high-paying jobs throughout the state. It's not just San Francisco and Silicon Valley. Number 4, Hawaii. If you've ever bought anything in Hawaii, you know this place is pricey. Walk into a convenience store and buy a 12-ounce Pepsi. When you see how much you paid, you'll have the urge to ask the dude behind the counter if that included the tip or something. If you watch this channel, you already know why Hawaii is so expensive. We talked about it before. Everything here has to be shipped, and that costs a lot of money. On top of it, housing here is also extremely expensive. It's a tropical island. Hawaii's median household income is $83,102, making it the 4th highest in the country. Hawaii's cost of living is the highest of all 50 states. Number 3, New Jersey. I am still surprised New Jersey is expensive. When I see housing prices and stats on cost of living in the Garden State, I just stare at my computer in disbelief and ask why. New Jersey has the nation's 3rd highest median household income. The median household income in the Garden State is $85,751. And here's where it really gets weird. New Jersey is one of the nation's most educated states. That just blows me away every time I talk to someone from New Jersey. Number 2, Massachusetts. When you have places like Cape Cod and Boston in your state, you need a high household income. Massachusetts comes in second with a median household income of $85,843. It's also the most educated state in the US, with the highest percentage of bachelor degree holders, graduate and professional degree holders. Massachusetts is big in industries like biotechnology, engineering, information technology, finance, obviously tourism, because this state is just thick with history, and, of course, higher education. That's why such a high percentage of the adults in this state have degrees. Dover, Massachusetts has the highest median household income in the state, where it's $204,000, which is a pretty solid number. All right, before we get to number 1, don't forget we've got another channel called On This Day. There's a link down below, and subscribe to that one. And if you haven't subscribed to this one, please do so. All right, on to number 1. And number 1, Maryland. If you're not from that side of the country, you don't live in Maryland, or you don't do what I do for a living, you probably don't know that Maryland is a really nice state. All you ever see is Baltimore, and Baltimore's a nightmare in a lot of cases, and most people just think that's all of Maryland. It's not the case at all. They have some extremely nice towns, neighborhoods, whatever you want to call them. And it's a beautiful state. You know, that kind of goes with Delaware too. Everyone sees Wilmington, Delaware, and they just think the place is horrible and a war zone and everything. No, Delaware's really nice. But Maryland is only beat by Massachusetts when it comes to higher education. They have the 2nd highest percentage of graduates or professional degree holders in the United States. I might actually visit Maryland in September. I found out I was just doing a video not too long ago, and I mentioned Maryland, and I had a friend email me, and he goes, "Oh yeah, you know I live there now." I've known him for 25 years. I had no idea about 8 years ago he moved to Maryland. I thought he was still living in Texas. But like so many people living in Maryland, and Virginia for that matter, he works for the government. Maryland tops our list with a median household income of $86,738. One other little thing I will tell you about Maryland, they're the 3rd best when it comes to poverty rate in the nation. They're only beat by Utah and New Hampshire. So Maryland's doing some good things. Even though it's got Baltimore, which is a drag on a lot of their stats, it's a very, very good state. And I'll be on Kent Island in September. All right, that's today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. Don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. I really want to get to 1 million subscribers someday. All right, everybody have a great day. Be nice to each other.